So good day everyone. So I am the next presenter. So now we will be going to proceed in our next topic about the roles of the family, the students, teachers, and school authorities when it comes or when we talk about drugs. So let's not take it any longer. Let's begin with the roles of the family. So now let's proceed to roles of family. As we all know, learning and development of an individual begins at home, wherein family is the one who guides us in the world we live in. Actually, I read a study of CASI 2020 of Kids Count Data Center that family is also very crucial to guide you down about your morality when it comes to outside influences such as dealing with drugs, alcohol, peer pressure, bullying, or someone saying negative things to you. So now, let's proceed to the impact of substance use disorder on families by Zimic and Jackie 2012. They stated that the family remains the primary source of attachment, nurturing, and socialization for humans in our current society. Therefore, the impact of substance use disorder or SUDs on the family and individual family members merits attention. By the way, a substance use disorder or SUD is a mental disorder that affects a person's brain behavior, leading to a person's inability to control their use of substance such as legal or illegal drugs, alcohol, or medications. The symptoms can range from moderate to severe, with addiction being the most severe form of SUDs. So each family and each family members is uniquely affected by individual using substances, including but not limited to having unmet developmental needs, impaired attachment, economic hardships, legal problems, emotional distress, and sometimes violence being perpetrated against him or her. It seems that family is significant and a big factor in our life. The impact of using substance like illegal drugs by a member of the family who uses deserves punishment since they are instances that a family member will lose connection in bond with his or her family because addiction leads to unconscious mind. So now let's proceed to Baldwin and colleagues about the effect of family treatment or therapy. So treating the individual without family involvement may limit the effectiveness of treatment for two main reasons. So first, it ignores the devastating impact of SUDs on the family system, leaving family members untreated. And second, it does not recognize the family as a potential system of support for change. Next is a study of U.S. Department of Health and Human Services or USDHHS 2010 about SUD. They estimated that more than 8 million children younger than age 18 live with at least one adult who has SUD that is rate of more than 1 in 10 children. The majority of these children are younger than age 5. Next is Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration 2003. Studies of families affects or influence a person's development. So, these studies of families with SUDs reveal patterns that significantly influence person's development and the likelihood that a person will struggle with emotional, behavioral, or substance use problems, just like SUD. So, the negative impact of parental SUDs on the family include disruption of attachment, rituals, roles, routines, communication, social life, and also finances. So, families in which there is a parental SUD are characterized by an environmental of secrecy, loss, conflict, violence, or abuse, emotional chaos, role reversal, and also fear. Next is Haber Colleagues 2010 about genetic and environmental factors contribute to the developmental of SUDs. Genetic and environmental factors contribute to the development of SUDs, given that the family in which one is raised influences both of these. So it is important to explore the impact of SUDs in each family. Studies looking at the relative weight of these influences show that both add contribution and impact. Therefore, when one person in a family begins to change his or her behavior, the change will affect the entire family system. It is also helpful to think of the family system as a mobile. When one part in a hanging mobile moves, this affects all parts of the mobile but in different ways, and each part adjusts to maintain a balance in the system. For instance, if the parent uses illicit drugs, will affect the growth or development of their child. Therefore, as I realize, the family is the foundation that guides us and helps us in all aspects of our life. Next, let's proceed to roles of student. So as a student, we know that we also have a responsibility in our society. Our participation and cooperation matters. Just like in drugs, we can contribute in eradicating illegal drugs. Undoubtedly, today's youth contribute much to society. They may seem have endless excitement and energy, and they frequently present novel viewpoints on pertinent problems. Young individuals may contribute greatly to society because of their diverse experiences, perspective, and vigor. Young people also deal with a variety of difficulties. They are developing in a quickly altering environment that constantly provides them with fresh information and discoveries, in which, in addition to developing their own distinct identities, they must make sense of this shifting environment. When they face difficult decisions about drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, and sex during adolescence, young people occasionally respond by experimenting or by defying conventional sources of authority. Nowadays, drug misuse is a growing trend and has a bigger impact on teenage culture. Drug misuse has increased among kids as drugs have become more diversified and available, which is typically related with economic and social concerns. Effective drug prevention programs for young people are clearly needed today because if you don't have participation in any drug prevention, it has negative implications. So next is Euronet 2005. In survey conducted by Euronet 2005, a rights network for children and young people living in Europe, young people express their frustration with respect to the adult world. Time after time, they felt as if their views were either being ignored or not taken seriously by adults. So I suggest that adults must consider the thoughts, feelings, and opinions of the younger generation. For I believe that the younger generation nowadays is more aware and knowledgeable about the current situation of our society and the world. Hearing the voices of the younger generation will help in making the world a better place to live in. Next is UNICEF 2001. In this survey carried by UNICEF in 2001 in Southeastern Europe, 16% of young people claimed that they had little or no information about preventing drug abuse within their communities. Many young people, regardless of where they live, declared that they were being denied access to vital information that was important for their well-being. That's why, in order to help eradicate the drug abuse, participation of young people is needed for them to be aware about the prevention of drug abuse. Next is the European Knowledge Center for Youth Policy at the Council of Europe 2012. They uses the age range definition of 13 to 30 years old, since there is no agreed European standard. The United Nations thought defines youth including those individuals between the ages of 15 and 24 years, whereas some European countries include children within the 13-30 years old age range. The UN definition considers children to be those individuals under 14 years old. Nevertheless, the UN definition is not comprehensive either. When referring to young people, definitions are based on societal, political, and cultural and individual factors. Next is DepEd. In accordance with DepEd Memorandum Number 200, Year 2016, titled Strengthening the National Drug Education Program in Schools, the Department of Education, through the Bureau of Learner Support Services, regularly gathers monthly accomplishment reports of field offices in school regarding the implementation of programs, projects, and activities just like NDEF. So, during our high school, we experienced to participate yearly this drug symposium. Our speakers are police. Also, we have slogan making contest, and also we have a battle of the band that you will compose your own song that related to drugs. In conclusion, if youth were never given guidance, they will either make an effort to comprehend their role or turn to other influences that will provide relief and reassurance to a confused and misinterpreted existence. Leaving them to drift towards negative influences could potentially be a dangerous with irreversible consequence. As a result, young people must be encouraged to live and learn. In order to do this, true active participation is the solution. They need to know that they have responsibilities and are wanted and appreciated by the society in which they live in. It is a natural desire among all people to want to be included in some greater entity. And active participation not only provides this possibility, but also ensures that the youth will have a better future ahead of them. So, the continuation of this topic will be continued by the next speaker. That's all. Thank you.